Yes. Um, I just wanted to see if you knowingly understand what I'm talking about. Seems like they kind of rub it in, don't they? And or by knowingly violating, yeah. And or by knowingly, yes, knowingly remaining, yes. Gross misdemeanor did commit, knowingly. Oh, but I actually wasn't in Brendan, and I didn't email my wife. Now, I just picked up a magazine as I walked back in. You have a master's degree and 16 years of experience. Ooch, two extra jobs to donate blood to pay the bills. Oh, oh my gosh. Do you, as a teacher, knowingly understand that you're a mandatory reporter? Is there any school district in the United States that doesn't knowingly realize that when the necessary requirements of the law to issue a court order are not knowingly enforced at the time of issuance, that it violates my rights and the rights of my sons? Now, we spent a lot of money on this civil rights issues in the United States of America. How many teachers knowingly understand that my sons are being held against their will? Oh, it seems like you just want some more lawsuits, so I'm going to give you what you want. Okay? Now, this woman is an example of somebody that teaches school, right? She has 16 years of experience, a master's degree, right? Two extra jobs, and donates blood so that she can pay her bills. Sounds like teachers don't make enough money. You have two extra jobs and you donate blood plasma to pay your bills. You know, if I was to look through every teacher of the United States that knowingly understands what the Constitution is, it's that one document that we teach in every school of the United States. It seems that Time magazine gave an example of one teacher, right? A master's degree. Did you learn about your civil rights while getting that teaching degree? Did my own wife learn about the civil rights of American citizens? You're having to work two extra jobs and donate plasma to pay the bills? Oh, I'm homeless because you knowingly understand that my civil rights are being violated. For every teacher out there that thinks you're not making enough money, do you knowingly understand that I can sue every school district of the United States that understands the crime that's going on here? You thought it was bad having to work two extra jobs. I'll make it knowingly understood in every school district of the United States that that do you knowingly understand that you cannot deprive Americans of their right to life, liberty, and property? Because when I look here, yes, there was no actual notice to myself, right? That you took my five sons, right? And you knowingly deprived me of notice and opportunity to be heard. And then you issued a protection, a dissolution of marriage. Yes. And you knowingly served me and arrested me for the allegation of violating a fraudulent protection order. For the allegation of contacting the domestic violence advocacy charity in this county 24 days before. You helped my wife fill out all the necessary documents for dissolution of marriage, and then you knowingly had me arrested when you know that it wasn't domestic violence. Oh, if it had been, you would have knowingly arrested me on that day. Excuse me, teacher, you're not making enough money? I'm a homeless man sitting in a library asking where my five sons are at, and American school teachers have knowingly understood that their civil rights are being violated. You're not making enough money? Well, you arrested me knowingly that I did not violate the protection order. You filled out all the necessary documents for dissolution of marriage, and then you called the police and had me arrested. Then you knowingly reissued it. Oh, By minute order, ooch, by a court commissioner, yes, and another court commissioner when I was on trial for knowingly that I did not violate it. Now, I just want every teacher in the United States to understand that any and all school districts do not ever fucking think that I give a shit about how much money you make. I don't. I don't care how much you make. I don't care how many extra jobs you have. And I don't give a fuck if you have to give plasma. Maybe my wife remembers when we were living in Airway Heights. Pooch, I had to give plasma to afford gasoline. See, for a lot of those that don't know about giving plasma, I know that whatever you're suffering right now really doesn't compare to what I've suffered for the last 7 years and 3 months. I know that. So maybe teacher, ooch, do you need another profession where they pay you more? Oh, does Time Magazine need to stop making it look like they're just not making enough money? Ooch. I would think, well, when you knowingly issue court orders where I'm not a resident, and then you knowingly allow my wife to fill out all the necessary documents for dissolution of marriage, then you knowingly serve me and arrest me at the same moment, and then you knowingly reissue it. You have knowingly violated the laws of the United States. Now, I happen to know a little bit about those in the teaching profession. How many, excuse me, Superintendent Poach, do you know that you're violating the laws of the United States? I will take every asset of every teacher in the United States. Knowingly, I will take all their assets. They'll be so super happy to be able to work. Now, how many teachers, how many principals, how many civil rights coordinators, how many superintendents of how many school districts have knowingly allowed? How many of them? Well, I did I did quite a bit of research on this. I was not given any due process. My wife abducted my sons, and I want every individual that's employed in the United States to understand that I will knowingly take every fucking asset that you have, and I will knowingly have you put in prison. Every one of you. Do you understand that? I will knowingly do it. Now, you have said that I knowingly committed crimes when I hadn't. And all the while that you did this, I had knowingly emailed you thousands of emails a day documenting what this law says. And you thought that you didn't have to. But I will tell. Oh, I'm sorry. You don't make enough money? Well, I had to go to the food bank today. I had to sign another document with my name. Oh, are you knowingly usurping the authority of the Constitution of the United States? Well, why don't we call the Brennan School District Superintendent? Pooh. Why don't we call the principals in Washington State? Why don't we call the Superintendent of Education of the state of Washington? And maybe we should get on the phone. That cabinet member that's supposed to cut the. Well, when are you knowingly going to enforce my rights as a father? Knowingly. When are you going to do that?